The story begins with Jennifer, one of the last people in the office on a Friday night, who is preparing to fly to New York to surprise her ex-fiancé for Valentine's Day. She writes him an email, then, in a rush, grabs some candy and leaves. Simultaneously, Guy is also leaving work. They end up waiting for the same elevator. Jennifer gets on the 49th floor and Guy joins her on the 42nd. He immediately starts chatting and joking with her, but she seems uninterested. As he shows her an etching on the wall, the elevator suddenly stops. He tries the keys and the alarm button, but nothing works, though the lights and camera are still on. They try waving at the fully operational camera and yelling for help, but no one responds. To make matters worse, their phones have no service because they are 4 stories underground. Jennifer, worried she'll miss her flight, wonders where the building's security is. After 15 minutes, they try calling and banging on the door again, but no one can hear them. Guy suggests there might be an escape hatch, so she awkwardly climbs onto his shoulders to check the ceiling. After hurting her hand banging on it, he puts her down. 1 hour later, Jennifer realizes she's going to miss her flight. She curses everything and everyone out, despite Guy's jokes to lighten the mood. They finally introduce themselves and continue with the banter. Since Jennifer has no water, Guy offers her his bottle, but they joke that they should open his bottle of wine instead. They both discover they have bottle openers in their bags and laugh. They don't open the wine, but she accepts his water. As a consolation, Jennifer gives Guy some of her candy, suggesting they ration it since they might be stuck until Tuesday. 4 hours later, Jennifer desperately needs to pee. She's too embarrassed to do it in front of Guy, but he suggests she use her thermos in a corner over his coat. She makes him close his eyes and cover his ears while he sings. She finally pees. Afterward, she adds to a drawing on the elevator wall. Sometime later, they play a game and talk about more personal things. Guy says no one will look for him because he's obsessed with his job. Jennifer says she's the same. She tells him she wanted to surprise her ex in New York, but thinks he probably didn't even want her to come. Guy decides it's time to open the wine. They drink to not being dead yet. Much later, they are drawing each other, growing closer. Guy confesses he had seen her before in the office but didn't say anything because he didn't want to sound like a stalker. She laughs about it, surprising him. They finish their drawings and show them to each other. Her portrait of him is jokey while his is serious. Jennifer apologizes and takes a photo of his drawing, promising to make it her profile picture if they survive. Next, they talk about food, and since they are both hungry, she asks Guy to change the subject. He lists different topics and she chooses to talk about making love, turning on her camera and asking him about the dirtiest place he's done it. Guy is a little shy, so Jennifer shares her story first, about sleeping with an ex-boyfriend in a college library. When it's his turn, he still feels uncomfortable but makes up a story about a hot girl at a work picnic. He says they got drunk, got in the car, and she began to undress while he was driving. Guy gets weird and uncomfortable again, saying he got aroused and had to stop. He apologizes for crossing a line, but she says it's fine. He awkwardly approaches and kisses her, then begins to undress her. They make love in the elevator. Afterward, Guy tells her he could fall in love with her, but she pulls away. Jennifer tells him she wants to get back together with her ex, which was her reason for going to New York. She thinks their encounter was fun but casual because what she has with her ex is real. She is honest about her feelings and her past relationship. Guy, on the other hand, thinks they connected and that her ex doesn't deserve her. She gets angry and tells him that once they get out, they'll go back to their separate lives. Guy keeps insisting they were meant to be together and starts to cry, feeling alienated even though they are locked in a box together. Suddenly, something flips in him. Guy begins to tell her the truth. He lied about his name and where he worked. He didn't just notice her, he saw her every single day at work. He takes out his phone and shows her security photos of her, listing the times and dates. He even has a video of her getting into the elevator that night. Jennifer is afraid. He tells her he's actually the building's security guard and gets angry, explaining that no one ever notices people like him. She didn't even recognize him from the front desk. He thinks he knows her better than her ex and tells her he planned everything that happened that night. The man takes out a key and unblocks the elevator. Jennifer is shocked and says she'll call the cops and that he'll rot in jail. He doesn't like that, so he grabs her and they struggle. Flailing her legs, Jennifer breaks the elevator key. They continue to fight and she knocks him out with her shoe. Afraid she killed him, she approaches to check on him, but he suddenly jumps up and knocks her down. They both remain unconscious. After a while, Jennifer wakes up to find the man conscious. She asks him why he did it. He explains he wanted to get her away from everything so they could connect on a human level. He says they didn't just have a date but an entire relationship. In the weekend they were stuck in the elevator. Jennifer thinks he won't get away with it because someone will surely come to get them out. Unfortunately, she learns he took all the shifts for the weekend, and the 2 other guards won't be coming in until Tuesday. Jennifer asks what he'll do, and he says he would rather kill her than go back to prison. He says he never forced her to do anything, but Jennifer tells him he kidnapped her. That sends him into a rage spiral. When he calms down, he opens the present Jennifer bought for her ex-fiancé. He finds a shirt and a box. He puts on the shirt and tells Jennifer to open the box. She finds cigars and tools. He lights a cigar and taunts her, saying she could have gotten her ex back with the nice gifts. He ironically wishes her a happy Valentine's Day. Sometime later, the guy apologizes to Jennifer for scaring her and asks if they can reconcile. He asks for another chance and tells her to think about it. He comments on a travel ad playing in the elevator, saying the people look happy together, and he promises to take her to the resort one day. He is bothered by a broken neon light and breaks it with Jennifer's thermos. He realizes the light bulbs under the ceiling panels must be replaceable and thinks he can get the panel off and escape. As he breaks it open, Jennifer stands next to him. He asks her to give him a boost, promising he'll come back for her. Jennifer, however, says it would be easier if he gave her a boost, claiming she doesn't have enough strength. He doubts she'll come back for him and will call the cops. Jennifer tells him everything he wants to hear and convinces him to give her the boost. She gets on his shoulders and pulls herself out of the elevator. He tells her where the ladder and door are, happy they finally escaped. Jennifer turns around and gives him the middle finger, enraging him. As she climbs the ladder, he finds a way to get out by binding 2 pieces of clothing together and throwing them over the elevator beam. Jennifer is already moving toward the door as he starts climbing up. He tells her she'd better run because now she's going to die. Jennifer gets to the door, screams for help, but he suddenly grabs her and hurls them both back into the elevator. They both fall unconscious. Jennifer wakes up first and sees the fire sprinklers, conceiving a new plan. She tries to activate the fire alarm by lighting a cigar but fails, so she starts a small fire. As the elevator fills with smoke, the man wakes up and she punches him, breaking his nose. She succeeds in restraining him with a piece of clothing. He tells her the alarm won't come on and they'll just get soaked and electrocuted. Jennifer threatens to hurt him and makes him confess everything. She turns on her camera and records herself explaining what she knows. She then turns the camera on him and asks for his real name. He says his name is John Deacons. John confesses that he got them stuck in the elevator on purpose and even etched the drawing on the wall. He used a key to stop the elevator while she wasn't looking. Jennifer makes him admit to trapping and kidnapping her. He confesses to everything he did to her, from hitting her head on the ground to throwing her against the wall. She asks why, and John says he just wanted a date with her. If he had asked her out normally, she would have turned him down. John reveals he was an accountant at a big firm and a hotshot. He says the story about the girl in the car was true but ended differently. He missed an exit and drove into a ravine, flipping the car 7 times until it was stopped by a tree. The girl died on impact. John got only 6 months in jail because he had the resources to keep himself out. When he got out, the only job he could get was as a security guard. He wanted to feel like himself again for a little while. Jennifer still doesn't understand why he chose her. He says it's because she's great. Monday arrives and they are still trapped. One of the other security guards, Eddie, takes his new girlfriend to the building to show her the roof. When he doesn't find John, he checks the security monitors. Eddie sees John and Jennifer stuck in the elevator, waking them both up. Jennifer begs him to get them out. He tells her he'll come down and get them out while his girlfriend falls asleep on the couch. Eddie gets to the elevator and pulls the doors open with a crowbar. Jennifer tries to get out, but he tells her he needs to open the doors completely first and moves away. Suddenly, John knocks her out. He tells Eddie he's there and gives John his keys. John tells him it's not working and Eddie says he'll climb in to help. Eddie gets stuck in the elevator and sees what has happened inside. John turns on the elevator and cuts him in half. He knocks Jennifer out again, then takes her to his car and puts her in the trunk. John goes back into the building and disposes of Eddie's body and clothes. He cleans himself up and puts on his uniform, sliding a cigar into his pocket. At the front desk, he deletes all the security camera videos. Eddie's girlfriend wakes up and John kills her too, dropping her in the shaft as well. John gets to his car and takes Jennifer to a secluded location to dispose of her. He pours gasoline into a dumpster. Before he opens the trunk, John tells Jennifer he still likes her and it's unfortunate they couldn't be together. Jennifer pretends she's dead, and when John goes to the dumpster, she hits him over the head, gets in the car and starts driving. At one point, she stops when she finds the lit cigar in the tray. Jennifer starts backing up and rams into a terrified John. She gets out and sees he's in the dumpster. She relights the cigar, walks away, and flicks the lit end into the dumpster, burning John alive. And that's where the story ends. Down reminds us that danger can come from the people we least expect, and sometimes trust in the wrong person can turn into a nightmare. It's a chilling reminder to listen to your instincts, especially when something feels off. I'd give Down, 2019, a 7.5 out of 10. While it isn't groundbreaking in the thriller genre, it delivers a claustrophobic and suspenseful experience with a unique elevator setting that keeps the tension high. It's a short, sharp ride for fans of contained thrillers, even if some twists feel a bit predictable. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video for more gripping movie recaps.